Going to Rome for the first time? That makes you a Rome rookie. Be sure to avoid these tourist mistakes so you don't look and feel like a total newbie. Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. In this video, we will tell you about the top 10 tourist mistakes to avoid in Rome, Italy. Please subscribe to our channel if you want to travel without having to endlessly wait until others are ready to grow. Now let's get started. Mistake number 10. Expecting air conditioning. Americans love air conditioning. Italians do not. In fact, we've heard multiple locals say that AC causes bronchitis. So don't expect to walk inside to cool off unless you're hitting up a grocery store. Actually, the insides of restaurants are often warmer than the outside, which is partially why so many Italians eat outside. This can be true of lodging as well. Not everywhere is equipped with air conditioning, and the places that do have it often have wall units that struggle to keep up. So before your trip to Rome, adjust your thermostat a bit higher to try and acclimate before you arrive. And while you're here, use churches and grocery stores strategically to cool off during the day. Mistake number 9. Not wearing comfortable shoes. It's unavoidable. You're going to be doing a lot of walking in Rome, Italy. In fact, at the end of the day, if you check your pedometer, you're going to have no trouble reaching your 10,000 steps. But here's the thing. Skip the cute sandals, skip the high heels, skip the flip-flops because they just weren't made for the cobblestones and uneven streets of Rome. The sights aren't as close as you think, and the metros don't drop you off at all the main touristy sites, which means you'll be doing plenty of walking. Mistake number 8. Expecting public transport to run on time. Rome is beautiful and charming and full of food that will overwhelm your taste buds. But no one's in a rush here, and this place isn't exactly known for its promptness. So when you come, just be prepared for adventure and expect everything to take longer than you think. Metros typically run every 5 to 10 minutes, and trains will often alert you if they're going to be delayed. But as for the buses, who knows? Sometimes you literally might arrive faster if you just walk. Mistake number 7. Not looking both ways before crossing the street. The Italians have a really rigorous driving test, but they aren't known for being the best drivers in the world. In fact, here the road rules are kind of more like suggestions, and we have this theory that the Roman drivers don't really want to run you over. But they might, especially if they're in a rush and not really paying attention. A lot of drivers, especially taxis, will do anything to either beat you through a crosswalk or arrive just after you pass. Basically, whatever they can do to avoid coming to a complete stop. So you don't want to cross the streets here without paying attention, but you can't be too passive either. So when you're ready to cross the street, make your intentions known, make eye contact with the driver, and then walk across the street with confidence. Mistake number 6. Trying to take pictures at tourist spots during midday. Imagine that it's hot, sunny, and crowded with hundreds, if not thousands, of sweaty tourists. And that's pretty much every single site, every single day during peak season in Rome. You might be thinking, how can this be a mistake? How else am I going to see all these sights? Our best advice is to go early in the morning or late at night if you want a great photo or just the opportunity to sit and take in the setting. Italians typically aren't morning people, and neither are tourists. So the early mornings, especially before 8 a.m., have less people and it's cooler. Also, consider visiting places like the Colosseum after they've closed for the day. Not only are there less people lingering around, but Rome is so charming when it's lit up at night. Mistake number 5. Not pre-booking for the major sites. One of the best things about amusement parks is riding the roller coasters, but one of the worst things about amusement parks is waiting in long lines. And the same thing is true in Rome. Nothing is worse than waiting all afternoon in the heat of the sun in this long tourist line. So avoid this mistake by booking your entry times or your tickets in advance. This definitely applies to the Colosseum, the Roman Forum, and the Vatican. But it's worth checking online to see if you can pre-book for any of the sites that you want to visit. Not only does this save you time, but it also preserves your energy so you can see so many of the incredible sights that Rome has to offer. Mistake number 4. Trying to see all the main tourist sites in a short time. There are so many places to see in Rome, and you're going to need more than 1, 2, 3 days or even a week to see it all. So trust us when we say don't try to squeeze it all in or even think you have to take a tour of all the major sites. Instead, decide where you really want to spend your time and then be okay with seeing the other things from the outside. Or better yet, choose to save some things for another trip to Rome altogether. Mistake number 3. Not being aware of scams and pickpocketing. Approximately 9 million international tourists visit Rome every single year, which makes this place a magnet for robbers and petty thefts. So please do not be the oblivious tourist who gets robbed or scammed, especially when you're in the metros or crowded places. Keep an eye on your bags and your valuables. Some of the most common scams you'll see are people trying to give you stuff for free. Like they'll try to put a bracelet on your wrist and tell you it's free. But of course, once it's on your wrist, they're going to ask for money. There are lots of people who have roses and they'll shove them in your arms until you have to hold them. And while there are some really nice locals who genuinely want to help you, unfortunately you can't trust that everyone is kind or giving you free stuff. Mistake number 2. Assuming everyone in Italy speaks English. Although English is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world, the native language in Italy is, of course, Italian. And it's kind of rude to come to their country and assume they will speak your language, or English. Also, speaking louder or more slowly doesn't change the fact that you're still speaking English. And it likely won't help a local who either doesn't understand or doesn't want to understand. Recent estimates suggest that only about 1/3 of Italians speak English on even a basic level. So don't assume that a local who won't respond to you in English is being rude. All of this should encourage you to learn some basic Italian words, both to help you communicate and to better connect with the locals. Mistake number 1. Not using the water fountains or using them incorrectly. First of all, you do not need to buy bottled water in Rome, Italy. There are more than 2,500 water fountains in the city of Rome flowing crisp, cool water from the Apennine Mountains or Lake Bracciano. Bring a water bottle to refill from these fountains on a full day of touring the city. But even if you don't have a water bottle, you can still refresh yourself. Don't bend over to sip from the fountain like a dog. Instead, plug the spout with your hand and the water will spring up from a hole on the top, resembling most modern-day water fountains. If you find this video helpful, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new uploads. In the end, thanks for watching and see you next time.